Hey guys, this is Klage and Deek's Tip of the Week.
Okay, now we're going to talk through putting the gear on. And the first thing is Austin has like an Under Armour shirt on. You know, some kids wear that, some kids wear short sleeve shirts, but this is really typically what should be worn underneath your gear. And it can be Under Armour, it can be a t-shirt, but we suggest something like an Under Armour so that when you do start sweating, it's not real heavy on your body. So anyway, the next step he's going to do is he's going to open up his hockey bag. And when you're a hockey player, this becomes very routine and it's very easy. But the first thing he's going to do is he's going to put on his shin pads. So he's going to just start taking the stuff out of his bag and find his shin pads. He's got a big tape ball in here. But go ahead and sit down, Austin. Okay, so go ahead and put your shin pads on. So it's very simple. Again, you have a shin pad for your left leg and the shin pad for your right leg. And as you can see there, he has to make sure he's putting it on the right leg. And typically on the front of shin pads, you'll see a left or right. So it makes it real easy for a parent if you have a young kid, or if you have an older kid. I know even me, as I got older, I would always still look at the left or right. And then the next thing he'll do is he'll put on his hockey socks. And you have hockey socks in here? So another thing too is a lot of kids, they have different departments in their bag. So everything's organized. Austin's really organized. I'm sure that comes from his mom. But he puts his socks on. Okay? So one thing that he would add is a lot of kids have like girdles, but you always wear a cup as a hockey player. But a lot of times that you'd have a girdle up there or something that would stick your socks, yeah, right here, this right here. So this has a cup, and then it's got right here, it's got Velcro for the hockey socks to make sure that his hockey socks stay up. Now for some reason, if you don't have this and you just do have a cup, then you can always put tape right here to keep it sturdy so your socks don't fall down. I see a lot of kids in our youth hockey program that halfway through the practice, their socks are coming down and their shin pads are showing. But make sure that you have one of these. You can get these in Carrie's Pro Shop, or you can tape this. Okay, so the next thing that Austin's going to put on is his hockey pants. Now he's got the coolest hockey pants I think I've ever seen. They're the new Tulsa Junior Oilers hockey pants, and you can get those here at Carrie's Pro Shop also. But very simple. All you do is he snaps that and he tightens it. You kind of want it tight around your waist so that your pants aren't falling down during the game. And everyone's a little bit different. You know, some kids like it real tight. Some kids want it loose, and Austin likes it loose. And some kids, what they do is they get suspenders. We're gonna keep this going because Austin's awesome. He just helps me out there. But suspenders to put over your shoulders, and if you do want it loose, you can just put them up like that. So, all right. So the next thing is Austin's gonna take a seat, and he's gonna get his hockey skates out. Now, a few weeks ago, Coach Derek did a video on tying your skates. So we're not gonna really focus on that, but go ahead and put your skates on. And if you want more information of how to tie your skates and different ways how you can tie a skate, go to our website and you'll see a video on that. So again, just like Coach Derek said, he kind of kicks his heel so that his heel gets all the way back so that it's a comfortable fit for his skates. So, okay, so now he's got his skates on, he's got all of his bottom gear on. One thing that we do encourage is like if you're in a development stage like a miter or squirt and you want to challenge your kid to start getting their gear on, make them get to this point. And then you could come in, you can say, even put your skates on and then come in and you can tie their skates for them. Because I know sometimes young kids, they can't tie their own skates, but they can get to this point. You know, I have a 7-year-old for the last year, I put that demand on him that he has to get at least that part dressed, and I'll come in and put his skates on. So the next thing Austin's gonna do is put his shoulder pads on. There's a lot of different feels with shoulder pads. We encourage you guys to have shoulder pads more like this where they're not real bulky. We're not football players and we don't want to look like a football player. So nowadays there's really good shoulder pads that are very protective on the shoulder cap, and they're also really tight to the body so you don't really look real big out there. And as you saw there, I mean, you can strap them or you can, some of them you have to put them on like that. But anyway, right with him, he can just really put his arm through there. Very easy for any kid to do. The next thing he'll put on will be his elbow pads. Now, elbow pads, you always got to make sure they're on the right elbow. And again, they'll be writing on there. We'll say right or left. And I know even kids that are BAMs, they still look at that just because it's all comfort. You want to make sure that the elbow pads are on correctly, because with elbow pads, you want to make sure that you have good elbow pads and that they do stay on tight and they are on the right arm, because if they do move and a kid is in a game, and this happened to me many times through my hockey career where it would move on me and I'd fall on it, and you really do hurt your elbows. And I had my whole career, I had big bruises on my elbows because my elbow pad always moved. So make sure you have them on correctly, on tight, and on the right arm. Okay, so now at this time he's going to put on his jersey. So he's got 2 practice jerseys. On our competitive teams, we have a blue and a gray jersey, but really it's just sometimes it's kind of fun just to wear a jersey that is an NHL jersey. You can wear it during puck sessions or the breakfast club or rec practices or things like that. But the purpose of the blue and gray is if we are doing drills where we need to divide the lines up or divide our players up, that Austin could have 5 guys in blue, and then we could divide the next 5 in this gray color. So that's the purpose of having 2 jerseys. The next thing he'll put on will be his helmet. And again, he's got the Tulsa Junior Oilers blue helmet that is very cool. That every picture I look at that helmet and I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. But anyway, there's always a strap underneath that you got to make sure that's pretty tight, so that if he does get hit and his helmet comes up, that it won't fall off because he's got this strap here. And then every kid is required through USA Hockey to have a mouthpiece. So make sure every practice, every game, every time they're on the ice, they have a mouthpiece. And it really does help with things like concussions and protecting their teeth. So let's always make sure. But now some kids wear a mask. Austin wears a mask. Some kids wear shields. It's all preference. Some kids, they like the clear shield so that they don't see the bars, but some kids like this because they can breathe better or maybe yell to their teammates better through just the cage. So the last thing he's going to put on is his gloves. Again, very simple, just like putting on gloves to go out in the snow. You got to make sure they're on the right hands, and very easy to put on. But you always want to make sure that your gloves are properly fit. Nowadays, there's a lot of people out there that can help you with that, but you don't want them too long, you don't want them too short. You want to make sure that if I'm coming here and I slash him, that he's protected. So if they're too short, I can get in between his elbow pad and his glove and give him a good slash. If they're up here too far, then it's very awkward as you stick handles and shoot. So just if you go to a pro shop, just make sure that they fit you properly, so you know. So anyway, this is everything it takes to look like a hockey player. Obviously, he would grab a stick and he would be ready to get on the ice. So, make sure that we're dressing our kids properly, and watch this video. If you have any questions, let us know. And again, let's make sure that we're dressing our kids to be hockey players, and when they get on the ice, it's all about excellence. It's all about them being prepared to be the best, so that when they do get on the ice, they can listen to their coaches and they're not thinking about their gear, but they're all set to go and they can work on their game. So enjoy the video, and again, if you have any questions, let us know.
Tune in next time for the next Klage and Deeks Tip of the Week.